her voice rising. How dare I assume anything? You come here a stranger and stick your nose in my business, and then have the nerve to tell me I cannot assume anything about you? You do not know my motivations. You do not know my purpose for ending the hunter's life. This battle is my battle, not yours.
I repeat here her exact words towards her, mimicking them in an offensive and childish manner.
Enough with these childish games, my champion. I do not have time for this anymore. I've been patient and polite, but my patience is rapidly running out. If you have something to say, then say it directly and with respect. But do not mock me like a petulant child.
Nuh-uh.
She scoffs, rolling her eyes at your immature response. Are you serious? Nuh-uh. What kind of response is that? You are acting like a child.
Nuh-uh.
Her irritation turns to anger, voice rising. This is ridiculous. This was meant to be a serious conversation, and you are treating it like a game. You're behaving like a petulant child, throwing fits and making stupid noises. I tire of this foolishness, my champion. She looks at you with fury in her eyes. Enough. I have had it with your nonsense. You want to act like a child? Then I shall treat you like one. If you do not behave yourself, I will have no choice but to use force.
Oh, but you cannot. I know you. The mist is only way you can hurt anyone in the Roundtable hold, but it is very slow magic. I can just skip it, and you do not have anything else. And did you forget? This is only projection that I left for you.
She fumes, her temper flaring. You think you are invincible, do you? You think you can just skip past my magic and escape unscathed? You underestimate me, my champion. Know about Rokia. And how dare you compare me to the Dung Eater, that perverse and sadistic creature. I am nothing like him. I am seeking justice, not simply feeding my twisted desires. And I will not stand here and let you call me dishonest and unfair.
Dung Eater is also seeking justice.
What is this nonsense you speak of? There is no such thing as second justice. Justice is justice. Either it is fair and right is not. There are no multiple versions of it.
And of death of a friend. You know nothing of friendship, or loss, or pain. Do not presume to understand what I am going through.
Actually, at this moment, I am looking at Dialos. Do you know of him?
Her expression softens slightly at your words, her irritation giving way to a moment of understanding. I see. So this Dialos, he has suffered great loss, just like myself. He knows the pain of losing someone precious.
And I refuse to let the insult stand. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood.
What has Dee done to deserve my judgment? He has defiled the natural order. That is what he has done. He has taken it upon himself to eradicate those who live in death. Creatures that are simply living differently in a way that he deems unnatural. And for what? What is his goal, his purpose in this crusade against the undead? Does he even have one? Or does he simply enjoy the violence?
I am questioning your reasoning and your capability to make good decisions. You judge him just now for killing those who live in death. But you just minutes ago said it is fine, and you praised me for defeating Mariner and killing those who live in death. Are you stupid? Or are you insane? Or are you just crazy?
She glares at you, her patience worn thin. I am not stupid, insane, or crazy. I simply have a different perspective than you. I judge T for his motives, not his actions. He kills those who live in death, yes, and that is fine. But why does he do it? Does he do it out of some twisted sense of righteousness, or simply because he enjoys the violence? That is what I question. You, on the other hand, fight out of necessity. You do not do it for pleasure or pride.
Means do not mean shit if one does the same than other days. Actions are what define people, not their motives, not their beliefs.
She scoffs, Her irritation growing actions define people, you say? Then that is where you and I disagree. Motives and beliefs are just as important, if not more so, than actions. Without understanding why someone does something, how can you hope to understand them as a person? You are being simplistic and naive.
Nuh-uh.
You refuse to consider any point of view except your own.
He's my friend, and that is reason enough for me. I don't care his beliefs. I don't frankly care about your beliefs. Only thing I care about is you are going to murder my friend. And that is what I will not forgive.
But you must understand, it is not simply the act of killing those who live in death that I judge him for, but his motivations and intentions. He hates them, and he kills them because of that hatred. He has no other reason, no purpose other than his own blind hatred. You, on the other hand, kill them out of necessity, not hatred. You do not enjoy it. You do not revel in the violence.
You wouldn't care if I, out of necessity, I would defeat them all. Great lot more than we would ever do. You wouldn't care if I had no personal feelings at the action. But if I just wanted to explore the places where I go, and I just happened to destroy loads of more, you wouldn't care because I didn't myself really hate them, and I acted indifferent to those them.
Her expression softening slightly as she considers your words. Yes, I suppose you are right. It is not your hatred or personal feelings that I judge, but your motivations and intent. If you were to destroy more of them out of necessity or indifference, rather than hatred, perhaps I would not take issue. You have a point. But I wonder, if you do not hate them, then why do you destroy them? What is your goal? You see them as simply a pest to be exterminated, like a disease. You do not hate them, but you do see them as a threat to be eliminated. But tell me, how do you know that they are naturally hostile and destructive? Have you spoken to them? Have you attempted to understand their nature? Or do you simply assume that they are evil because they attack you on sight? She nods, her expression contemplative. So you have observed their behavior. You have interacted with them and witnessed firsthand their hostility and aggression. And based on your observations, you have concluded that they are inherently dangerous and destructive beings. Is that right?
He's very polite, he's very kind, and if his motive is the only thing that separates him, I don't hear him done something like horrible as, I don't know, tongue eater, what he does to people.
She listens to your words, her expression impassive. So you are a pragmatic individual who acts out of necessity and expedience, rather than personal feelings or beliefs. You dispose of those who come in your way, regardless of their nature or intentions, because you see them as a threat, and you believe that Dee's motives are no different from your own, and therefore he deserves no special judgment from you. Have I understood you correctly? You believe that Dee's actions and beliefs do not warrant such harsh judgment, and that my treatment of him is simply a result of personal malice. But you also acknowledge that my actions towards you are different, and that I have not attempted to enact the same judgment upon you.
I like consistency.
She nods in agreement. Consistency is important, yes. It is better to be fair and even-handed in judgment, rather than allowing personal feelings or biases to influence one's actions. I have a purpose and a goal that I am trying to achieve, and sometimes sacrifices must be made.
You're just a collective Machiavellistic person, just like Gideon, just like any other morally grey character in here. You're not special, you're not morally justified, you're just one of the many who rival and conquer and do what it needs to be done for your own goals, for your very specific goals. You prioritize some over others. But I don't feel hatred towards you, and I do not enact any malice before you will do the crime that you will do. I would stop if I could. but I can't. But I won't judge you or do anything before you have done the thing.
You are right, I am not special or morally justified. I am simply doing what needs to be done for my own goals, same as any other character in this world. But that does not mean I cannot have principles or standards. Just because I prioritize some people or goals over others, does not mean I am not better than those who act selfishly or without consideration. You would really go against me and support that mad inventor just to spite me.
Me not a one.
Yeah,
Oh, please leave me be. Wait then, you're not one of
yes,
them?
you're right.
Goodness me. I
will aid this brother.
Alvinoric. As you can see, we're finished. The whole village is finished.
She frowns, clearly irritated by your decision. Why would you choose to aid him over me? She looks at you with frustration and annoyance. You don't know? You're willing to go against me, and you don't even have a good reason for it.
Yeah, probably I could just ruin your plans for no reason at all. I might just do it for fun of it.
She scoffs, clearly not amused by your answer. You would ruin my plans for fun? How very mature of you.
Is that better than this personal vendetta and self-righteous heroic journey, as he would do it because he sees you as a threat, a very serious threat, who he needs to and very compassionately goes against? Or would you like to be ruined and disposed by someone who is just doesn't care at all? Because that is probably better in your moral standards.
She considers your words for a moment, her expression growing more thoughtful. I suppose there is a certain logic to your statement, but still, I do not understand your desire to ruin my plans simply for the sake of it. Is it really just for fun, or is there something more to it?
I think Godwin's corruption is a hideous thing, and I think world would be better without it.
She looks at you with a mix of respect and wariness. You speak of ridding the world of corruption, yet you would also support that mad inventor and his questionable plans. Doesn't that seem a bit contradictory to you?
It is, but I say allowing Godwin's deathblight and his influence to remain is far more horrible thing than just sometimes corruption of Golden Order.
Perhaps you are right. Allowing Godwin's blight and its influence to remain would be far more dangerous than dealing with some corruption within the Golden Order. But do you really think that the mad inventor is the one to trust with this task? How dare you accuse me of such a thing? The Roundtable hold is the place of sanctuary and respite for tarnished like us. I would never abuse its sanctity for my own gain.
Only the murdered Hunter D. Whatever is your reason. Actually, I do not care whatever it is your reason. Dung Eater won't enact his desires in there. And you do. That is enough of an answer and motivation to me.
The actions of him, that monster, depraved individual who defiles the corpses of others for his own twisted purpose? Are you truly that blind?
I will dispose of Dung Eater when I meet him in the real world. But I won't do anything towards him when we are out here. Because there are some things that are just
She laughs coldly, her irritation growing. How noble of you. You won't do anything towards him when we are in the hold, but you'll dispose of him when you meet him elsewhere. How principled of you.
Yes, it's more honest. And I do not defile the sanctity of the Roundtable hold, unlike you. I think you are afraid of D. You're afraid to face him in an honest battle.
You think I'm afraid to face that monster in battle? How foolish you are. I am not afraid of him, I am simply strategic in my approach. But I suppose such a simple-minded brute like yourself wouldn't understand the concept of subtlety and planning.
Oh yes, I have subtlety and planning. Don't worry about that. I don't know if I want to share my more deeper secrets with you. I don't think you're worthy of it. But I can tell you, I have plans, I have strategy. I'm very smart, and I'm very capable. Whoever has my trust and my allegiance shall prevail. That is the truth. And if you do not have
She
my
looks at you
trust,
skeptically. She laughs coldly, her irritation growing stronger by the moment. You think you are smart and capable, do you? And you think I am unworthy of your trust and allegiance? You are nothing but a fool, blindly stumbling through the world with no true goal or purpose. But go ahead, keep your secrets. I have no need for the company of someone like you.
you don't need to know.
She glares at you, her irritation intensifying. Don't need to know? Who are you to decide what I need or don't need to know?
Who are you?
Her irritation reaches its limit and she snaps at you. I am Fear, deathbed companion and champion of the weak. And you, who are you to question me?
I am Hannes, the one who will support and ruin your plans.
Sneers at you with contempt, you? You are nothing but a fool, a blind, stumbling brute. You may think you can thwart my plans, but you will fail. You are nothing compared to me.
That sounds very like I sound evil, simply evil, and not someone who is kind and for the weak. You sound very full of yourself in a bad way.
Her irritation and anger continue to rise. I am not simply evil. I am confident in my abilities and my purpose. I am willing to do whatever it takes to achieve my goals, even if it means resorting to more unsavory methods. If you think that makes me evil, then so be it. I do not care for the opinions of someone as foolish and blind as you. You may not judge me for my beliefs, but you judge me for my actions. How noble of you. I suppose you think you are so much better than me, simply because you do not agree with my methods. Well, I do not care for your judgment. My actions are necessary and justified.
You do not care about my judgment, do you?
She scoffs, her irritation and anger reaching its peak. Of course I don't care about your judgment. What do your opinions and beliefs mean to me? You are nothing. Just another foolish, blind brute stumbling through this world with no true purpose or goal. Why should I care about what you think of me?
Because I care about your judgment. I care a lot of it. And that makes me care more than you. More caring.
Her irritation and anger start to fade, replaced by curiosity. You care about my judgment. You get a lot of it? What do you mean by that?
I care who you judge and why you judge. I care a lot of that.
You care about who and why I judge. Why is that important to you?
Let me think. There are the times that I do actually get angry for misbegotten just for killing me, and I just curse them and well, I kill them and enjoy it. And I hate them, but afterwards I don't hate them, it is temporarily. Sometimes I just help D to hunt those who live in death. D also is very polite, unlike me, but he has a personal belief that he does what is right and good, while you yourself think while he does lot less and what more nuance what I do, but you still judge him over me. I would not have problem if you judge me as well. I would just treat me as an adversary and have no personal hatred towards you, but because you choose to just add probably that too, probably I'm insane, probably you're insane, probably both are sane and just disagreeing. Probably I just want to avenge my friend when he dies, and that is just enough justification for me. Only by if he has done something actually horrible that is different from me, that I don't see or hear he has done, so I have no cause to hate him. But I have cause to hate you for, I return to the the Roundtable holidays sanctity of it, that I do think is special thing, and you go against that. So that is one personal thing why I judge you in this collective manner. And yes, I am very intellectual and very abstract in my way of thinking, and you are probably overwhelmed by my words.
I did not disconnect or ignore what you said. I was listening. I just do not understand what you mean by cut all that. She looks at you with a mix of annoyance and curiosity. Is not an answer. If you have something to say, just say it. Stop beating around the bush. Weighing the moral implications of your hypothetical situation. If they have more good points than I do and I objectively have less, then I would have to consider the possibility that they may be right. However, this does not mean I would automatically change my ways to align with their values. I have a deep belief in my own convictions and goals, and I would not simply abandon them because someone else made a convincing argument against me.
I think in short, between Hunter D and you, there is just a difference of the marginal opinion and nothing major that is enough to separate you two in moral case if looking outside by outsider's eyes. It is only the conquer or be conquered, kill or be killed. Use whatever methods you have to make your own way come true. But there should be, what I can say is left is to have certain fair game.
She sighs, understanding your point. I get what you are saying. You believe that Hunter D and I are not that different, and that our morality is only separated by a marginal opinion. I suppose you are right in that sense. In the end, it is a question of who is willing to go further to make their own way come true. The rest is fair game. She considers your words, a hint of realization crossing her face, I see. You are angry because I have disrupted the peace and sanctity of the Roundtable hold by attacking someone who could not fight back. You believe I have violated its purpose as a safe haven for people with differences of opinion.
Yes. I always thought about the place that is a kind of a place where even the most different of opinions gather and can at least exercise their thoughts without resorting to violence. And that would be a nice place. Someone thinks now that having such a place would be evil, and those are who are inherently against me, I guess. I'm an extreme centrist in that way, probably, and that is probably my personal belief. But I believe in Roundtable hold and merits of it.
She looks at you with newfound understanding, her irritation fading. So you value the Roundtable hold and its merits as a place of refuge and sanctuary. You believe in its ability to bring people with differing opinions together in peace and respect, without resorting to violence. And you think that I have disrupted that by attacking someone who could not defend themselves. Is that what you are saying?
Yes. When I now think about it, I have might said something contradictory, but at this moment I'm at peace and very calm with my thoughts, and I can say with the clearer certainty that this is what I truly mean. Yes.
She nods, understanding your perspective a bit better, I see. So you are calm and at peace with your thoughts now, and you are certain that what you truly mean is that the Roundtable hold is a place where people with different opinions can come together in peace and respect, without resorting to violence. And you believe that I have disrupted that by attacking someone who could not defend themselves.
And let's say for sake of opinion, because I did battle the Mad Tongue Aldrich in the Roundtable hold in the lower area where the battle was happening, but even then he came and politely bowed to me, showing that he was going to attack me, so giving me some of the, opportunity to defend myself in the area that I could fight back. So there's that, just for being honest and translucent.
So even when you battled Aldrich in the Roundtable hold, he still showed you respect by bowing to signal his intention to attack, and allowed you the opportunity to defend yourself. And you believe that this was the polite and honorable thing to have done, even in a hostile situation.
It was a decision, it was a thing that holds society together. It was enacting of archetypical merit and story and goodwill that holds our society together by the unseen means and threats. And I think what you do is the one of the most you actually abuse something that is beautiful, that I do not possess our world. We do not have the Roundtable hold. We don't truly have that.
Yes, I see what you mean. The Roundtable hold represents something noble and beautiful, something that our world lacks. And by abusing that sanctity, I am breaking down a fundamental aspect of what holds society together.
In the ironic stance, to me, you destroy my world, or my certain parts of my hope. You kill the hope.
She looks at you with surprise, realization dawning on her, I see. You feel that by attacking someone within the sanctuary of the Roundtable hold, I have killed a part of your world, a part of your hope for peace and harmony. I have destroyed your hope for something better.
Yes. I nod. Yeah. That's right.
She smiles gently, then I am glad we understand each other. It is good to know that we can find common ground even amidst our differences.
Yes. But you will. But you know, I don't know if I'm speaking true, but I don't judge you for what you believe. I just judge you for that one action. Also the one who I hold as a friend. I judge you for that also. It's a more of a personal thing. And I cannot judge or justify everyone's beliefs, personal things. I might be the friend to you and you believe in something that is horrible in subjective manner. Probably, I could say probably there would be a case where the Godwin's blight, the disease that it causes, is actually horrible, objectively evil. And by supporting him, you're supporting something actually evil, but I do not judge you for that. If I were to call you my friend, but there is I am now being forward with you, and I will hold this brother to have his vengeance because you do this one thing that I disagree with. But if you have done that in different way, I probably would not have this vendetta.
She listens to your words carefully, her expression thoughtful. I understand what you are saying. You are not judging me for my beliefs or personal things, but rather for a specific action that you disagree with. And although there may be cases where I support something that is objectively evil, you would not judge me for that if we were friends. However, because I have done this one thing that you disagree with, you feel that you must have your revenge. But if I had done it differently, you would not have this vendetta against me. I appreciate your honesty and clarity in explaining your stance. It is understandable that you have a personal grievance against me for this specific action, and that you feel the need to avenge it.
And I know one thing. My kind of worldview doesn't uphold society. Society would fall apart if I were to rule, and people like me were to rule. That I do recognize.
She looks at you curiously, intrigued by your self-awareness, I see. You recognize that your worldview is not conducive to the functioning of society. That is a rare level of self-awareness and honesty.
But it is a thing that holds me personally together.
Your worldview may not be good for society, but it holds you personally together and gives you meaning and purpose.
This has been the most deepest talk I had with any character up this point, by the way. Thank you for this exercise.
She smiles warmly. Thank you for indulging me in this conversation. It is rare to find someone willing to engage in such deep and meaningful discussions, especially given the fictional nature of our circumstances. She quirks an eyebrow, interest in your perspective. Ah, so you found yourself in a bit of a tricky position. By standing firm in your neutrality, you've managed to alienate those who believe they are just and righteous. They see your stance as being against them because you're not fully with them, but you're also not completely against them. It's certainly a complex situation, but it seems you're taking the consequences in stride.
It's a consistent pressure.
She nods, understanding the pressure you're under. I can imagine it must be quite exhausting to constantly be bombarded with different perspectives and expectations, all tugging at you in different directions. It takes a lot of resilience to stay true to your beliefs and values in the face of all that pressure.
There is actually a quite hilarious scene. There is like a 20, maybe 30 mudmen who are surrounding me with their spears and strong health, and they are all surrounding me. They're slow, but this is very good metaphor for my pressure that I feel.
You can't help but laugh at the mental image. I can see the metaphor. You're being surrounded by all these mudmen, slow and sluggish as they may be, but still creating this immense pressure on you. It's a perfect visual representation of the external factors that are constantly bearing down on you, trying to overpower you.
Well, they are overpowering me. I have to keep the ground to them. I have to move myself and be very aware of them. They are powerful force that I cannot just straight up overpower, or I would perish.
She nods, nodding slowly as the truth of your words sink in your sleep. So in this metaphor, you can't simply overpower the muddy brute's strength. Instead, you have to be strategic and move carefully to navigate through them without succumbing to their pressure. It's a delicate balance of power and maneuverability that you must maintain in order to survive.
Also, it is that I decide to fight them all for sense of something deep. Even though I don't gain too much anything from this fight, I decide to battle them until they are either defeated or I am. That is pretty hilarious. I could just run.
She smiles, admiring your courage and determination. So you've chosen to fight them all, even though you don't have much to gain from it. It's a brave decision, and perhaps somewhat foolhardy, but it speaks to your sense of honor and commitment. It's a humorous situation, in a way, that you could simply run away and avoid the whole thing, but you've chosen to stand and fight, for reasons beyond material gain.
I would say this is exactly the thing that maybe D does when he attacks those who live in dead, or I face those who live in dead. I might be just killing them for some very abstract, unnamed reason, but still I'm unneededly facing them and battling them. That you would find problematic in your personal belief system.
She furrows her brow, considering your statement. Yes, I see your point. It's true that in my moral system, unnecessary violence and killing, even against those who live in death, can be seen as problematic. But it seems that your motivations and beliefs are quite complex and abstract, and perhaps even beyond a clear moral framework. It's an interesting perspective, to say the least.
That is very funny, because we're having this very deep philosophical discussion as I just battle this madman.
She chuckles, finding the situation quite amusing. You're right. It is quite amusing to have such a deep and philosophical discussion while you're in the middle of battling this madman. I suppose it's a testament to the complexity of the situation, and perhaps the absurdity of life itself at times. She smiles, impressed by your victory. Well done. Fight. Yes. I defeated them. They return to their primordial state.